Hey, my truth seekers, how are you guys doing? Welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine buys. Guys, look, let me go ahead and clear some of this up right here because before I get into my commentary, first I want to say welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine buys. I see my girls in the house, Shandella Heart Growth. She says, good afternoon. How are you doing, Shandella? Hope you guys are doing great today. Out here is very beautiful, guys. Very beautiful out here. My girl misbehaving is in the house. She says, Lady D, my true seekers and cloud watchers. Yes, indeed, my girl. We gonna cut up in here. Let me see if I can drop the mic because I was crossing my fingers because I had forgot to email misbehaving to see if she's going to come on and do a live with me. Sorry about that. I apologize. I say, Lord, let me cross my finger. Hey, sorry about that. I kicked my own self out. Let me go ahead and set this up right here. Sorry about that. I'm kicking myself out my own live, guys. So let me go ahead and get all this together, see if I can raise myself up because I wanted to raise myself up. Yes, my girl misbehaving. Let me go ahead and drop the link for her to come up. Misbehaving is fun, guys. And make sure you go ahead and check out my girl Misbehaving. Check out her channel. I see Bertha Raymonds is in the house. One of my mods. She said, hello, Lady D and everyone. Hey, Bertha. How are you guys doing, guys? She said, hello, Lady D and everyone. Yes. So let me go ahead and get everything straight, guys. And then we're going to go ahead and get into the nitty gritty. We're going to go ahead and talk about season 8, episode 9. This episode is Beyond Scared Stormy. And I promise you guys, this right here had triggered me, man. I was traumatized by this because some of the stuff that Stormy is going through, and the way that things. Oh my God, trust me, I've been through it. I've been through it. I've been through it, and I was triggered by a lot of stuff that had happened to Stormy. Nobody deserved that, especially when it comes to black businesses. We don't deserve that at all. I see my girl T Bird Talk is in the house. She say, "Hello, everyone." So, guys, we just waiting for misbehaving to come up, and then we're gonna go ahead and talk about, just do a recap when it comes to Love and Marriage in Huntsville, episode 8. Season 8. I'm sorry about that. Season 8, episode 9. But before I get into all that, I don't know if you guys sat there and saw on CNN where it says that the Supreme Court have given former President Trump immunity for that January 6th case. So he went ahead and they felt like he was entitled to get immunity. Let me let my girl up. How are you doing, my misbehaving?
Hey, Lady D, I'm doing fine. And yourself? How you feeling today?
Doing great. I'm doing great today. I am ready to go and dive into all the stuff that's going on when it comes to love and marriage in Huntsville. I got my notes. I'm prepared this time. But girl, before we get into all that, did you hear that President Trump is granted immunity?
Mr. Julius was talking to me at the laundromat. That's where I was at. So I
Mm-hmm.
told him I hadn't paid attention. He said, "Well, they trying to make a decision today." I said, "What about immunity?" He said, "Yes." I
Mm-hmm.
said, "Well," I just pointed to the palm of my hand and I said, "Well, you already know it's granted
Mm-hmm.
before they even mention it on the news." But yeah,
Wow.
that is,
That's
yeah.
that's just to show you that's horrible. That's why I sit there and I tell my people all the time how, especially when we see these silly sheeps, these celebrities falling, and we quick to sit there and try to be the judge, the jury, the
Mhm.
executor, saying that these people deserve, they don't belong on the street. Well, like I said,
That's
these
right.
people going to protect their own.
All the time, all the time, like clockwork. I mean, at this point, I know there are people older than me, but my little 53 years of being on this earth, I mean, I've seen enough where I know, what's going to happen. There will
Hmm.
never be, there's no justice for us at all. No
Wow.
justice for black people. Yeah, no justice. And Trump, but I'm gonna say this: Trump is showing everybody he has pulled back the curtain to let you know they have been playing in you all's faces for years, and I'm just gonna put it out. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna be fake. Nothing about it. I'm just going to show you that as long as you have the right complexion, you will always have protection.
Absolutely. Who
You
said
know,
that? That
me.
comedian. Remember that comedian? You got they got the skin for the protection. What's his name? The comedian that died. What's his name?
Was it Bernie Mac or was it the
It's
one with
not Bernie
baby
Mac.
kids?
No,
Robin
it's not
Robin
him. It's
Harris.
none of them. It's the other one, the tall one. What's his name? Gosh, man, I can't think what his name, but he say they have the skin for the
Is it
protection.
Dick Gregory? Is it Dick Gregory?
No, it's not him either. They got the skin for protection. Can he's tall. He's gay. I'm trying to see, can't think
He's
what his
tall
name
and
is.
he's gay and a
Yes.
comedian.
Well, I really don't know he's gay, but he used to wear that bandana around his head. You remember? Gosh, man, I can't even
Don't
think.
look. Don't make me lie to you. Watch when we get off this live, you're gonna remember who it is. But
You know we will.
uh-huh,
Let me see who it is because I hate when I don't get nothing right. Let me see. The skin for the protection. Uh,
yeah.
but girl, that is
It's
horrible.
always, it is horrible. But ignorance is celebrated.
Mhm,
Don't have to know anything if you are the right complexion. You don't even
mhm,
have to do your very best. You can be mediocre.
mhm.
I have a short that I did, and I've been going back and forth with a gentleman, or it could be a woman. in the comment section, and I don't know what's wrong with YouTube. They keep uh holding people's comments for review, or it doesn't pop up at all. Then if you look at their comments, it wasn't anything derogatory, so I don't know why they're holding it. But this one particular person, we had been bantering back and forth, and
Mm-hmm.
I just happened to see a new comment from them from 10 days ago. But I'm not about to argue back and forth with people about uh, what they owe our community. Everybody knows it. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
benefits from civil rights. I mean, people can do what they want to do. Mr. Julius told me he's 17. He has me beat by 17 years, but he and I had a good conversation over at his laundromat, and I
Mm-hmm.
told him I said, well, I'm voting, but I'm writing in my name because
Thank
I've
you,
been
thank
voting
you.
all
Sorry
these
about
years.
interrupting you. It's George Mooney. Yes. Sorry about that.
Oh,
It's George
George
Mooney.
Mooney.
Yes. And
George Mooney passed away.
I don't
I
know
thought
if he
he was
passed
still
away.
alive.
He probably, girl, I probably done said that and killed. I probably done unalive the man. The man probably still be living. Mooney, yes, that's who that
But
is.
hey, everybody.
Hey, girl, Bertha, because girl, shoot, I can't remember all that stuff right there, but that is Paul Mooney. That's
Yeah,
his name, Paul Mooney.
Paul
Paul
Mooney. Paul
Mooney.
Mooney.
Yes, yes. Girl, I was sitting there
Well,
trying
that's
to
what I
Google.
said. Oh no, no,
Yes,
I didn't. I said Dick Gregory. I said Dick Gregory. Yes, Paul Mooney, baby. Paul Mooney.
yes, Paul Mooney.
Yes, I
Let me
remember
post
now.
that out.
He sure
Yes, Paul
did.
Mooney. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said then I tell him, and
Uh-huh.
see, this how I always go for the underdog. I don't care. I go for the underdog because I know especially how everything is set up. The system is designed to do exactly what it's doing. And those prisons and those small private
Yep.
prisons is built not for them. It's built for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we got
It's
more
for us.
private
It's built
prisons
for
on
us.
every corners than we got
Mm-hmm.
hospitals, mental hospitals, and things for the kids. The kids coming from the school to prison pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Those jails, those prisons, incarceration. It's not for them. It's for us. That's why I say let these people do their job.
It
Miss
sure is.
Gemini says complexion for protection. Yes, Paul Mooney, absolutely. And my girl Bertha Raymond say
Mm-hmm.
yes, he did, but his comedy mainly cover us black folks and our plight in America. Absolutely, absolutely. But I want to
Yes,
go
it
ahead
did.
and get back to you when it
Yes,
comes
yes.
to YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, and I mean, like I said, I don't know if people sitting there reporting your videos, which most likely they do, because people don't like to hear the truth, and sitting there, trying to take people's channels down. Well, they did that to me already. That's why I sat there and say I said there be homeless if I had to count on what I get from YouTube. You see what I'm saying? So they need to just stop it.
Mhm. But I told the gentleman or whoever it was, they said that my commentary, what I was saying, had racist undertones, and I told
Hmm.
them, um, it if it sounds as if what I'm saying, speaking, and typing has racist undertones, that's because you are a racist. Because
Hmm.
only a racist would recognize the dialogue. And it's not, I told him, I just won't be your lapdog. But you know what? I saw somebody put up in there, Lady D, they said it's a sad day in America. But they've always done crooked stuff like this. It's nothing new. It's nothing
Hmm.
new. At some point, you got to get sick and tired and upset and just plain had enough.
So
They are going to
we
do,
not sick and tired. So they see us as not sick and tired, because if we were sick and tired, then we would sit there and wake up and stop sitting there trying to put our foot on our own people's neck when they sitting there giving theirs a slap on the back, right?
yes,
A pat,
ma'am.
not a
That's
slap, a
exactly what
pat.
I'm saying. A
Hmm.
pat, yes, and a wink of the eye, and giving. Look how when young man that shot that demonstrator up in, where were they at? Up in God, Minneapolis.
and
that
let him
that
go,
that
huh?
young, yeah, let him go. But you saw how the judge was acting in the courtroom. He's playing his cell phone, got his ringtone, the MAGA ringtone, and that. Did you? If you look at the case in Texas where the young man was shot by the female. Well, I hate to say that word, but was unalived by the female officer, and she tried to say she thought it was her apartment. And then when they
Mm.
got in the courtroom, the brother
The little
runs
young
to hug her.
marine. Yeah,
Like
you
it's
talking about
just
the
so
young
much
marine.
stuff to show you. It's like they keep hitting you. They keep hitting you. And they're showing like you can do anything to them. They're not gonna fight back. They're not gonna speak up. They're not gonna do anything. They're gonna take it. They might sing. They might complain, but they'll be over it.
Hmm.
Get a bring another story along. They'll be over it. You can do whatever you want to do with them. They're not going to do anything back. It's other stuff I could say,
Absolutely.
Lady D, but I'm not going to do that on your channel. I will specifically do a live and I will say it because a lot of times I tell what I want to say, but I think folks need to hear it because you
Well,
got to be sick and
make sure you
tired.
invite me when you talk about it because I like talk
I
about those
sure
type
will.
of issues. So, if you want to
Yes.
set it up, because this is a much needed conversation, especially when it comes to our people because they know our mindset, they know how we think, they know
Yes.
how we move, and they know long as they put in this type of garbage right here, stuff that's going to
Hmm.
entertain us and stroke us, then they know they can continue working overtime on us. But I see my girls in the house. Speak with your girl Marcella. She say, "Hey, Lady D,
Hey,
love and blessings." Marcella was dropping them receipts, huh? And girl, I was just taking it
she has
all
some more
in.
receipts. Shoot, you might as
The
well
ones
tell
the
Marcella
other
to
day,
send the
when that
receipt.
was yesterday or the other day when she dropped all those receipts.
Because I know the one day when she dropped the receipts about the grifters on YouTube,
No, no, you got to go.
she
When
did
it
another
was,
one.
yes, I think it was yesterday. If I'm not mistaken, yesterday, Miss Marcella had went ahead and dropped those receipts. I mean, now we don't even have to sit there and say allege. This right here, I mean, they actually came out and said what they were going to do. And this the thing about it is that when Miss Marcella had dropped those receipts, I
Hmm.
said, now they attach Melody's name to about activating these millimeters. And I was
Right.
sitting there, I was saying, everybody's saying, well, how do Melody have anything to do with this? Well, just like with Kiki, when she wanted to disassociate herself with Kiki because she sat there and say she's elevating herself, is not her words exactly, but she's not going to let
Yeah.
nobody stop her checks, right?
Yep.
Right?
That's what she
So
said.
if she
That's
went
what
ahead
she
and
said.
associated herself with Kiki, why she could not disassociate herself with the millimeters? Come on.
Hmm. Or at least with some of the actions, because we know, it may not be all of them doing it and saying the things, but she needs to speak out against the ones that are. And since she doesn't, hey, she knows what's going on. She knows what's up, and her action within the past week has shown that. Well, you might as well past 14 days has shown that. I don't know, but Lady, I don't know who you voting for come November, but I know I'm voting for myself. I'm gonna write my name in there. Right, I'm serious. I'm serious. My daughter called me the other day. We had this conversation because she said, "Mommy, did you watch the debate last night?" I said, "For what?
Hmm.
To watch two old white men that's lying, that's unqualified, and don't like black people? For what? And I'm to hear empty promises." So, nothing to benefit us. Nothing to benefit black people. Why do we have to be the only race of people that if there's a bill or legislation or anything passed, we have to share it with everybody? That's the only way
Hmm.
we can get something. But everybody else can get their own little piece of the apple pie to themselves. And our ancestors are the ones, and we have not only do. Oh, let me stop, Lady D. We're supposed to be doing this recap. See, I'm going on a tangent. My daughter,
Well,
when I went
like
on
I
my
said,
tangent,
I talked about it Sunday, especially when CNN didn't. invited black media, to be a part of this, debate. They pulled the plug at the last minute, and I talked about all that, and for some reason they strike my channel. Well, not actually strike, but I know that I had
Yeah,
voice
they
for
got
music,
mad
but like I said, honey, I'm not worried about
because
them
you ain't a
people.
lapdog.
I'm
Yeah,
not
because
worried
you ain't
about
a
the people. I said
lapdog.
what I
And
had to say. I had to say what I needed to say. Okay. Look what
yeah, because you,
speak with Marcel. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you. Go ahead. What you
she
said?
say, what's the people
No,
she
you were
don't
saying
know?
something.
Oh
You
no,
saying
I
something.
all I was saying is all I was saying, Lady D, is because you're not a lapdog. They want black folks that are lapdogs. We got all these black politicians been in there for years, being a lapdog, getting their palms greased, and not
Absolutely.
caring about us overall. I'm tired of all of them. Jim Clyburn is the original Uncle Ruckus. Look at him. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of it. And I know I'm getting up in age, and this shouldn't be about ageism, but God dog it, if you've been on the job longer than 3 years and you have not done nothing, if you have not been productive to show us that you are for us,
Hmm.
the improvement of our community, God, oh, you got to go. I mean, they attacking us on all fronts, Lady D. We got the
Absolutely.
younger
Absolutely.
generation.
Yes.
I, oh
You
Jesus,
right.
these the crack babies.
Send,
These the
why
crack
don't you
baby
set
grandkids.
why don't you set up a chant? Why don't you set up something today
Set up
and
a
we can
line.
come on and
Yeah,
talk
I
about it.
got, I got it.
Yeah. What time you
Ugh.
think you'll set it
I,
up?
I don't know, Lady D. My head hurts so much, I might get the so you'll say, "Oh my God, it's a demon that took over my sister."
My guys,
Let me get.
we're gonna talk about it because this much needed conversation. But
Yeah,
I
it's
dropped the
much
link.
needed.
Yes, I dropped the link. If Marcella want to go ahead and talk about some of the receipts, because Miss Marcella said she got more receipts, but she also said what's bad to people
Ooh.
she don't know is incriminating action and fighting still behind the scene. Come on, Marcella. Come on, Marcella. Do tell. Do tell.
Listen,
How are you doing, my girl?
Let me mute my
I'm
mic.
about to
Hello,
mute.
Marcella and
Hold on. Let me
everybody.
mute my mic. Let me mute my mic too, honey. And let me put this on right here because you know how people is. Let's go and read the copyright disclaimer. It's under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And also make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Marcella. Yes, indeed. Speak with your girl, Marcella. Make sure you go ahead and check her out because she is dropping those receipts. Like I said, nobody's mad but the devil. Just say ouch, right? And also check out my girl, Misbehaving is Fun. Now, girl, we about to mute this mic and you just have your way.
y'all, the reason why I dropped those receipts is because I got sick of her supporters coming in my DM with the threats and, telling me what they were going to do with us, not just me. But y'all got to realize that, we're in a lake of sinners. And then when somebody is trying to save others and speak knowledge, no reality show should not take it to this far. And I was called a liar. I mean, constantly called a liar. And I got receipts from years back. And when I would repeat these things, I had to keep these receipts in a file. So when you say I said something, I want to be able to show, no, it wasn't said by me first. It was said by your circle. And I'm not talking about, her supporters. I'm talking about your husband. Your husband said some things that can never be wiped away from the internet or Carlos King. So right now, I was just on Unpopular Opinion. We're looking at they idolize her, and within idolizing her, they gotta protect the main people like her, the mom of the kids. And by doing that, that means others need to attack the naysayers, the people who are not supporting, which is us. That means come after. Listen, I've even had my credit pulled. I don't have a job, so they can't come after my job. It's nothing they can really do to me but put my name out there in dirt. And so we got to stick together, but I'm not going to ever keep coming out and speaking about this every day and fighting back and forth with them. I'm going to come out when everything cool off, and then I'm going to come out with receipts every time, where you can hear it in the other person's voice and not mine. Because if I come up here and tell you they was fighting and this who bought it out, you're going to give it a benefit of the doubt. But you cannot doubt what you're hearing come out of another person's mouth. And say, for this, I feel that now I'm comfortable because I am scared. They went up to Latricia's home. They went to Tisha's home where her kids were inside of that house. We don't know who these people are.
Absolutely.
People can walk up to me at the supermarket, at the post office, coming out of my home and harm me because the acts are being said, don't de-escalate. Then you got the person they're idolizing saying, I was sitting back waiting for y'all to pull up. But I don't know you people, so if you do something, that ain't got nothing to do with me because I don't know y'all. Distancing themselves because they know things are happening to people's pages. People are getting the credit bureau called on. People are getting their jobs called. People are just getting harassed every which way. And I felt like I was comfortable, but I did get some strikes, a copyright strikes. Niecy went in there and cleaned it up. But see, they don't want us to speak. But see, they don't seem to realize who I am idolizing now is the Lord. And I don't know why I am getting this power of sense. I don't know, but it's coming to me. And just like one blogger said, that's why this stuff is happening to her, because her husband got cancer. That's why. But see, like I said, I had to take my eyes out of the noise and put my eyes on the Lord. And I heard with my own ears, like somebody's in the bathroom with me right now. I heard he's healed. And guess what? I trusted and I believed. I trusted and I believed everything. And you know, the God tells us to wait on the Lord and the vengeance is mine. But you know, I came out there to prove, oh, I'm not lying. And if I got these receipts right here, then think about what I didn't show you that I got. Think about what I have. Now, how about this? And this is, I'm going to say hypothetical, I'm going to say allegedly. The same content creator that said that's why her husband got cancer because of the things she do online is going through a divorce right now. Just announced out their own mouth they are getting a divorce. We got to look at what's going on. Another one of those content creators came out, and I can share the post with you. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I can share the post with people that's in my DM. They are blacking out the whole network of OWN now. The whole network.
Who's doing that? Who's blacking out? Who is the ones behind that?
It's the meters.
Wow, they got that much.
They printed it out. It just went out an hour ago on YouTube to do not watch OWN, do not support OWN, do not support, and it's got all the cast names.
Wow,
all the cast. This is how much hatred. If you saying that God is the leader of your life, you're leading with hatred. And I'm going to say that young lady over there, unpopular opinion, is ahead of her time. Because I'm going to tell you, this is the truth. God has been calling me a very, very, very long time. And I didn't come. But I'm feeling and seeing that I just need to just stay back and come out when I need to. And I see that you and misbehaving and myself, and there's people that's under attack. And they tried to persuade you. I mean, the idol was going into people's chat that they've never been into, sending large amounts of money. But see, God don't want us to do that. He wants us to speak up on his behalf for his people and whoever we can lead to him, not us. because they have shadow banned my page, that my stuff don't get out. But it's okay because the people that's there, they take it out. And people should be concerned. This is real. But guess what? This is not just happening on YouTube. We see that they're bringing the devil out more. Did you see Will Smith last night on the BT Awards dancing in fire after he was drugged by the Hollywood scene? Now he's being brought back up. Do we see our girl Bay, dressing up as, symbolics of Satan? You see how we're in a new world order. It's coming.
Absolutely.
And we need to prepare ourselves and fall on our knees and everything. And people don't realize that once they fall on their knees, they ask for forgiveness. Anything I did, God is forgiving me. Now I got to trust in Him, and what comes out my mouth got to be right.
Absolutely.
And so the only way to make it right yesterday was to show you with them talking and not me. But I've been accused of everything they saying I did. You see, it came from somewhere else. This is the plan to discredit, disassemble us. But they don't know. We are worshiping the Lord, not them, not what they doing. And it's all about make this sale, make this sale, make this sale. The world is coming to an end, and this mess on YouTube is coming to an end. The more we speak up.
Yeah, well, it talks about the great falling away, but I did watch BET thanks to Marcella. I haven't watched BET in years. I think since Michael Jackson. I say, oh my God, I can't believe. I mean, what I saw. I mean, like I say, what we saw, that was a great falling away. These people, they don't even sing. The only time I heard someone really sung, and that was Lauryn Hill. The rest of them, my God, it was pure garbage. I mean, it was a mess. It was a mess. But we're gonna go ahead and get on with that. Like I say, email me whatever you need to email me, Miss Marcella. And I, like I said, I stand with you. Because like I said, this right here is too much, and especially when our own people, wants to boycott each other, make it make sense. It doesn't make no sense. But all they're going to do is find themselves in a very serious class action lawsuit.
Well, we get the opportunity finally as Black people to have something. And then now they're trying to take it away. And the white people are saying, we gave those Black people that Black Entertainment Network, and now they want to take it away. We gave them own network. Oh, they want to take it away. But you gotta look at it.
Tear down when is our people. We tear each other down, crabs in the barrel.
And y'all, we need to look at that volume 25 that Taraji Henson was talking about. They're trying to put us back in slavery. Our freedom of speech, our kids will not know life as they know it right now. They will be subject to be censored. And that's what they're trying to do to us on YouTube, censor us. That's why I don't come every day, because see, there's always somebody who made a complaint about my page, and I don't say nothing because I let them know it don't bother me. You come up here for your bread and meat. I come up here for entertainment. And then when I get off, I'm outside.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But I love you both, and
alrighty,
I want y'all to be protected.
Yes, yes.
And we need to make sure that we vote. A lot of people just feel voting, it don't mean nothing. They're not going to count our vote. It's about to be a change. I think Joe Biden is going to step down. And if Joe Biden step down, Trump can't win.
So if Joe Biden stepped down, who would take his place?
Prayerfully, Michelle
Obama.
Prayerfully.
You think she'll run? Oh my God. We're gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna and talk about that. You see what I'm saying? Come on and set up that channel, misbehaving. Set up that channel so I can come on and we can all talk about all this.
I love politics.
What you saying, Marcel? What you saying, behaving? behaving
Out
real.
of respect for out of respect for Miss Symmetry, I ain't gonna talk about love, baby.
Yes, indeed. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get into all this stuff right here with season 8, episode 9. Did you watch the show, Marcella? You mute.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, we're gonna get on to that because I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I was triggered, because the stuff that I saw Stormy went through, and I've been through a lot when it came to my business, especially what we talking about right now, how our own people, will put you in the lion's den. They will make your life a living hell just because our father made us a beautiful, colorful coat, and they got jealous where they wanted to sit there and throw us in the pit, but God raised us out the pit into the palace.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that right there. Season 8, episode 9, Beyond Scared Stormy. So you want to go ahead and start it off, Miss Behavior?
Go ahead, Lady D. Cause see, you were triggered in there. I mean,
Well, I was triggered
the first
because
thing,
I've been through it. I've been through it. I mean,
right,
I could have been in prison today, messing with our own people, and my mom, just like Stormy's mom, Stormy mom got on her. My mom told me the same thing. Stop letting all these people in your business, giving people keys, and thinking people had your best interest. And girl, I could have been in prison, I promise you, man. I mean, it was a very horrible, horrible scene, and I had to go through the process, I mean, to clear my name to get out of this, and the sad thing about it, when it was the palm people, they'll go to work, but our people wasn't working. They just felt like, oh, this is black on black business. I could do whatever I need to do. I don't have to
right,
sit there and do much. But it's just so sad, and just to see that Stormy went through all that, and we're not going to go ahead and say a name, but still of all, this woman knew that she had no business going to Stormy's warehouse. You don't go to a place like that because it's not like, it's where she can buy anything, because it's all
right.
about, what she was doing, packaging up her products. And for this lady to go and disturb this woman and had this woman to go through all this hell, her and her family, like, I wouldn't let up on that. It was very horrible.
I don't. I would have if I was Stormy. I don't know if she has, and maybe it'll play out on the show. If she has researched with an attorney what her options are, because there were multiple videos where this person has done where they were stalking Stormy, harassing her, looking into her background and so forth, and for her to pop up. That's what people want to leave out, is that this lady, it wasn't she just came there to buy products when we know you can't buy products at a house. She made multiple videos speaking negatively of Stormy and her business, of Stormy's business, stuff that wasn't even, people don't know if it's true or not, and it wasn't shown on the show. Nobody had access to any of this information unless you dug into her background. And this is what this lady had done. Then she showed up at Stormy's warehouse. So that
Mhm.
is a natural reaction that Stormy had, to curse or whatever, because you don't know what that person is here to do. So I felt bad for her in that moment, but I tell you, my girl said she was gonna get full glam if she was gonna get a picture taken.
Yes, she did.
But the
Well,
nurse in me,
what y'all don't know, she showed up at two of her other workplaces. And one
Wow.
of the owners had told her, and if you don't believe me, the receipts is on Anthony Lopte's page. He showed each time she showed up at Stormy's place. She showed up at the first place that she worked at years ago. She showed up at the second place, and the guy let her know that she had moved to a new warehouse. Then she showed up at her new warehouse, not the one she in now, but the one before. So If you don't like me, why would you want to come and give me business? And everybody knows that this woman don't like her. So why would you want to come there and buy anything from her? And I would have been scared that she was trying to do something to me. And people are not looking at that. They're looking at that the woman is old.
Mhm. Yeah, but she's old. But the thing about it, she's doing the most. Just like Simona said, she made tons of videos dogging Stormy out. Yet she wanted to go to Stormy Place, and those Melamuts still giving her pass. And they giving her pass because it brings them content as well. So this like I say, this lady have done a lot. And if I was Stormy, I would go after them because that was horrible, horrible scene. Just to know that Stormy had to go and turn herself in, handcuff, and that is embarrassing. Handcuff. And everybody was saying, well, she been to jail before. Still of all, this woman, she's doing right, minding her business, trying to get her products out, and all of a sudden the devil just come and show up. So that was horrible. That was a very horrible scene. And I got triggered behind stuff like that because I went through something similar like that. And if it wasn't for the grace of God, man, I promise you, I would have been in prison. I had people going out there, and saying they in a client's home and wasn't in those clients' home. And, they'll go in, but still they'll write the time that they've been in there all day. And I mean, it was horrible. Thank God I live in a small town where people know that, I wouldn't do stuff like that. I had the whole chain of command, office managers, everything, to make sure that those employees was in that home, and found out, like I say, these people, they were inside trying to sabotage, figuring out how they can get what I got. That's why I say keep your eyes all for people blessings and put your eyes on God. But the sad thing about it is when we try to tear down each other. When I'm blessed, you blessed, but it's just horrible, man. And I had to go through the process, trying to clear my business, trying to keep my business, and it was just so horrible. I mean, very, very horrible. Thank God, like I say, thank God I live in a very small community. Thank God for my son, and my pastor, and I mean, people that surrounded me. And like I said, they end up in a world of trouble, because you never win when you play dirty, never win when you play dirty. But we need to stop sitting there trying to tear down each other, because they sitting there, they plotting while we sitting there, we acting like plum fools. But it was very hard, it was very hard. What you got? What you got, Miss? What you got, Miss
I'm
Behavior?
sorry. I done messed around and looked down at the chat. I said I felt bad for Stormy during that episode, but my OCD and the nurse in me, I couldn't help but notice that when Stormy was sniffling, she took that Kleenex, wiped her nose, and then went back and wiped her eyes. I said,
Wait,
"Oh
you broke up. You
Jesus,
broke up,
cross
and she did
infection.
what? She wiped her
Oh
nose and did
Jesus."
what? What did she do? You had broke up.
She she took the Kleenex and she took the Kleenex and wiped her nose.
Hmm.
And then she proceeded to take that very same Kleenex that she wiped her nose with to wipe the tears from her eyes. And my OCD and the
Oh,
nurse in me, I said, "Oh,
God,
Jesus,
Lord.
infection control. Lord,
Oh my
bless her heart." I
God.
said,
This girl
"She,
sitting there going, I would have done the same thing. You just don't know. You working hard for your business, especially when it comes to small black businesses. And now you got to go to court, I mean, go to what you call that to she went to jail, right? Yeah, went to jail. Girl, that's
nah,
horrible.
don't,
I'm
that's just,
surprised she
it
sitting there
is.
didn't take her
Lady D,
the same thing and girl did worse than that. Girl, that's
Lady D,
horrible. That's dark.
Lady D. Respectfully, Lady D, it is horrible going to jail. She only was in there for 15 minutes.
I don't
She went in there to
care.
get her picture tape and fingerprinted, and she was there for 15 minutes in her own cell, more than likely, and got released. Try staying in there 24 hours, 72 hours, a month, or a year. Now, I ain't never stayed a week, month, or a year, but honey, I've been up in jail for 72 hours. So I'm just saying, I mean, at least she went up in there at full glam. Normally, that's odd. They let her go in there and get her picture taken with a wig on. You know, when you
Mhm.
get booked at the jail, they make you pull your wig off. So maybe that's just a southern thing. They let you keep your wigs on
I don't know,
here
but
in
I
the
know
south.
it
Cause I
was
know,
more.
honey, they make you pull them wigs off, baby. It's the same in Chicago and in California.
So what about if
They
it's
make you
glued
pull your
to you? If you have the glue
uh
on, how you gonna
uh
pull a wig off if it's glued?
They
Or you
they
got
gonna
it
make
sewed
you
in. If you
pull.
got it sewed in, you can't take it off?
Yeah, they will make you take it out. I used to have when I
Sewed
got
into.
arrested the first time. The first time I got arrested, I had individuals. I had long braids,
Mhm.
and back then I was younger, and palm folks weren't too familiar with braids. They thought it's your hair. So, baby, how come we had one of them graham crackers come up in there talking about that's not her real hair? She got to take those braids out.
Wow.
And, and the sheriff said that's not her hair, and he was like, no, those are extensions. So they tried to give me scissors to cut them out. I said, oh, my hair long, so I got to take these braids out one by one. So what happened was, in that instance, I didn't stay overnight. I was a strong soldier. I called my godmother, and as soon as I heard her voice, I started crying because it was the first time I had ever gotten arrested. And I said, I'm in jail. I need
My
to get
God.
out. And she came and bailed me out. So luckily, because they could not, the graham cracker officer couldn't prove how long my
Mhm.
hair was in the extension. They could not cut the braids, but I had to sit there to take them out. So by the time she came and got me, it was only a couple of braids taken out. And
Yeah.
yeah, but they make you take it off because they said that you can um conceal, change your identity. So they make you,
Mhm.
baby, they make you pull them wigs off, braids off. If that wig glued down, sewed down, they gonna have you take it on up out your head. They ain't gonna let you go up in there with that.
Wow,
So,
wow.
so,
Simona says, I listened to an audio of the incident. It was triggering. Stormy was cursing and crying. She was calling that CC crazy. She was also crying and saying how she is tired of being on reality TV. And what
and she
else,
did.
yeah, but the thing
Mhm.
about it, her mom was right, and Miss Betty reminds me, like I said, my mom too. She's a straight shooter. When she sat there and she see things not right, she's gonna call it. I remember, when my mom told me, she said, "Run your own business." Like, I think you're familiar with, with home health. You could start business after
Uh
business,
huh.
right? And trying to start another one and allowing them to run that one. And my mom say, no, that's the worst thing. Pump your brakes. And she got upset, just like Stormy mom. You got to be careful, especially when you
Oh
do
yeah.
businesses. You have to make sure that you got people close to your heart, because I mean, these people are very vicious, especially when
Hmm.
it comes to,
Jealous.
yeah, jealous, and jealousy is cruel in the grave, and I was triggered by that. But what I had said earlier, that when it comes to the millimeters, we already know that this content creator that went to Destiny's place of business, she's a diehard Melody fan. And I wanted to know immediately when Melody had heard about all this stuff, and they asked her to dismantle herself from this vicious uh, cult like behavior, people stalking, harassing, and threatening and doxing. Just like I said earlier, why she didn't, disassociate herself with these people. If anything, she came and she promoted it by getting t-shirts. I don't remember what the t-shirt said, but I know it was something to the fact dealing with the millimeters. Why would she promote that? If you promoting it, you just as guilty.
Millimeters versus everybody. But I'm glad that Stormy's mother-in-law, Courtney, old Big CB, Big Beasley, his mother, she is a beautiful woman. She could pass for Stormy's sister, but I'm glad she was there.
Oh, she's
And
beautiful. She's very beautiful.
yes, yes. But what you think about our girl Latricia rocking, honey? She had on her camouflage jacket and her little short black boom boom shorts, baby. She was looking like a no limit soldier, baby. with that ponytail and
Yes,
sing
indeed.
too.
Yes, indeed. But let me answer this one right quick. Speak with your girl. Marcella said next year, I believe Storm is gone. This must not affect her family. Business are important, her own mental health. And you remember I said that I think a couple of videos, I think a couple of months that we don't like Stormy on this show. We think Stormy should, now God has opened up doors for her. She really don't need this reality show. I wouldn't even have that type of negative on me, because now that people know Stormy, I think that her business is just going to just boom. Just get away from this reality show. You remember you and I talked about that?
Yeah, I remember it was mentioned. Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yep. She might as well, because I think that the first video, and matter of fact, you had mentioned it in two videos. Because the first video, I thought, well, maybe she should still stay, but the next one, I'm like, I don't like the way that she's coming across, like she's
Mhm.
picking a fight with Tisha, and yeah, she needs to focus on her business. She's got a second chance. Because I
Yes.
remember when she did them videos. I mean, they haven't showed it on television, but maybe she'll speak about it. But
Mhm.
remember when she cut her hair? I mean, that was all due to them doggone Mellow members attacking her business, calling Better Business Bureau and stuff. That where that young woman almost had a nervous breakdown, and she cut her hair, was crying online. She just didn't post in comments, like she just don't want to be here.
Mhm.
I say to my, she need to go on. But I know one thing, Miss Betty, we can't be tough all the time. Miss Betty reminds me of my sister.
Mhm.
Just because we've had a rough upbringing, you don't need to be rough on your kids, especially when they
Mhm.
get older and they express themselves to you as adults. It's up to us to listen to them, to hear them,
Mhm.
and try to be understanding, because when your child is crying out for you, you got to be there. you
Well,
you
mine
can't
was
fall.
upset. I'm not gonna tell you no lie. My mom was very upset, very upset. And what she did to Stormy, I went through the same thing when I called mines. Mines didn't even answer the phone, didn't open the door, and I needed to reach out to her. But
What?
yes, that's why I said there and say I was triggered by that. And
Oh
because
my God.
she told me to keep those people out of your business, and I promise you, my mom, when all this stuff had happened, she sat there and she opened up her Bible and she wrote every last person that had came against my business. And I sat there and told her, no, it can't be. Can't be. Most of them that came against my business was the ones that I thought was in the church, Christians. You see what I'm saying? And I'm
Mm,
not down on them,
mm.
but that's who I thought I was going to get good people, But you got to watch.
Right.
My mom named every last one of them, and every last one of them when we was going through court and trying to get all this stuff cleared out. I promise you, all that stuff came out. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, sometimes when your mom tell you something, you got to take heed. And mine did the same thing. I can get her on right now, and she would tell you, like because she did just like Miss Betty. I told you so. You got to be careful because like I said, just because these people laugh all in your face, that does not mean that these people have your best interest. There are people that sign to your life to make your life a living hell. And that's real talk. So let's go ahead and stick a pin in that, and we're gonna move on. And let's go ahead to our girl Latricia with her thigh high brown leather boots and her booty shorts on, and what she had a camouflage jacket or something she had on.
Yes, baby. She had on
Yes,
that
she did.
camouflage jacket looking
Yeah.
like she was a no limit soldier. I thought Master P was about to come around the corner.
Mm, 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 mm. Mm-mm-mm. But what you thought about the scene? I think that the entire show this week was very refreshing, because it wasn't about drama. Everybody looked like they got along. They was easy to talk to, except the stuff that we with Stormy, to clear to see that she went through all that right there. But I think when it came to Tisha, Destiny and Trisha. I thought that the three of them, I think that they gelled. I think it was good energy. Coming together and making candles. And I saw a lot of content creators. They was talking about that, but I sit there and say, they weren't about Stormy doing candles. This girl is trying to get a business. We got people that's doing hair products and no age, no edges. Make it make sense. Ain't nobody coming down on that, right?
It sure ain't. But I like that there's what I'd like to see in a storytelling cohesiveness.
Mm-hmm.
We ended off last Saturday with Stormy finding out that there was a warrant out for arrest. We pick up this Saturday where she has to go turn herself in. Now we're with Destiny, Tisha, and um, Trisha making candles. Did we ever find out why didn't Tisha I thought Tisha and Marcel, why they didn't show up to Lovers and Friends Gala?
I don't know that was that was with Stormy. I think they didn't
Yeah.
clear whatever they had going on that beat because I don't think that Stormy had apologized for calling Marcia, the B, right? I don't think
Well,
she ever apologized.
she
And they were
hadn't
trying to talk. They wwas trying to talk. You remember at who that was? They was trying to talk, and then
at Nell's
when
birthday
yes,
party.
yes, and say another day. But what you're saying?
Marcel had accepted the invitation to the gala because he said they'll talk about it at the gala, and that's when Courtney said, "No, I got security buddy. I'm gonna have security buddy." But um, the I like the no, I ain't gonna say I like the scene. I don't hate the scene, but I don't like how Destiny is still talking about Sunny and Moses.
Mhm.
And I know she not thinking of that man or trying to be with him or whatever, but there was no need to talk about what the conversation was. I know she was trying to fill in Tisha about
Mhm.
what the conversation was between her and Sunny. But I don't like her making the comment, if she only got a chance to have a seat because I got up from the table. And then
Mhm.
when Tisha asked if she could get them back, and she said yes.
Well,
Okay,
I don't think so. I don't think she can get
I,
it back. You think so?
let me tell you this. He went on and married that other woman. He married that woman. Now, I'm hearing more and more about Destiny had been dating this man on and off for 15 years, or she's known him for 15 years. Like, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Men know what they want to be with. If a
Mhm.
man wants you, he gonna make it known. So whether he's using Sunny or not, he done married her. But I don't like for Destiny to entertain uh conversations like that. If I can get them back, if you can get them back, and yeah, there's no
Mhm.
need to even
I don't
address it.
think so. I don't think so. My girl, country girl, Queen is in the house. She says, "Good afternoon, Lady D and the Truth Seekers."
Yeah, yeah, I didn't like that part of the conversation. That I
Yes,
didn't.
indeed. I know I didn't like it as well either. When she says she can go ahead and get him back, I don't think that he would. I don't think that he would be serious with her because she been knowing him since she say about 15 years. I think that
Right.
he's looking for someone that they can build together and Destiny. She's still trying to get her foot off the ground, and I think that it's just going to be too much. That's what you call that withdrawing and not enough depositing into that relationship because she's still trying to get her foot in the door. Levine Toombs is in house. Say, I thought Destiny sounds stupid talking about she can't have the married man. You just said that, right? Bertha Raymond says that was at Nell's birthday party, wasn't it? Yes, it sure was. Checking your booth, say, what's
Mhm.
up? Chat and real talk with Lady D. Did you all enjoy Saturday episode? I enjoyed all the show refreshing. I think I really enjoyed it. What your thoughts about it? Did you enjoy? I think I enjoyed it. That was the
I
best
thought. I
episode in a
told you
long
I've been
time.
liking it. I've been liking it. I can tell a difference. I don't know who's producing and who's the showrunner. They must
Uh-huh.
be on YouTube checking out small bloggers like myself, but I like the cohesiveness. Tell a story. It can't be choppy. Tell
Yeah.
the whole story. But we're
Hmm.
gonna go back to old Miss Destiny because I don't dislike her, but I don't want her out here looking crazy.
Hmm.
Look, not only that, but the fact that she mentioned that she told Sunny that Moses is cheating on her, sleeping with women out in St. Louis. Well, why you want to tell this married woman that her husband is cheating? So was he
Hmm.
cheating on you as well? Like women need to get it together. When
Hmm.
you are no longer with the man and you don't want him, you shouldn't be concerned about what he doing and what he got going on. If somebody come to you with any of his private business, that ain't your man, so you ain't got nothing to do with it. I hope I don't hear nothing else about Destiny speaking about Sonny and Moses. I
Hmm.
don't want to hear no more because it's giving me a it's it's making Destiny look appear bad and giving me a I'm getting a bad opinion of Destiny. I'm forming a bad opinion of Destiny, and I don't want to because I know she's been through a lot. But honey, I'm from the school of we don't chase no men, and we ain't hanging on to no men. And honey,
Yeah.
we definitely don't entertain married
Hmm.
men. Now, if you end up with a married man, that's because you didn't know and he lied to you. But once you find out that he's married, baby, you got to X him on out the plan. So I don't like that, Destiny. I'm telling you now, Destiny, I don't like that.
Well, I think Destiny is picking on it because the way that they went about it, it was grimy because that was her producer, and she went ahead and crossed the line and end up with her man, even though most likely they was separated or wasn't talking to each other. But I'm sharing to my producers all the stuff that's going on in my personal life, and you keep telling me I need more, and all the while you only need more because you was setting your own self up trying to get on that show. So that's what I think, because
Mhm.
uh she also is in timeout on IG, where Instagram went ahead and blocked some of her messages, where she's still trying to Sunny. I'm talking about Sunny trying to put her foot in that door, because I thought when she had exit from Nell's birthday, it looked that scene
Mhm.
looked so like that was the end of them. You won't see anymore. But
Right.
now we seeing where she's trying to go after the house
Buy a
that
house. Mhm.
Ariane and Martell, had built, their property, But I think that she's trying to get her foot in that door. But the thing about it is, who going to film with her? Who going to film with her? Because I don't think that none of the Scots going to film with her. So, she probably figured, oh,
Yes,
just let me in.
yes, they
What you
will,
think?
Lady D.
You think the
Kimmy
Scots
a
going to film
Kim,
with her?
yeah, Kimmy a film with her.
Hmm.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Kimmy gonna film with her. She's coming down there to buy a house to set her roof. Kimmy gonna film with her. And then shoot, we gonna find out some other stuff. But baby, all of them crazy. But let's talk about my girl Trisha.
Mhm.
Did you
Look, look. Let me say this right quick. Paul
go
Mooney,
ahead?
she said he is dead. Okay, say he is dead.
Yes.
Paul Mooney,
So
yes.
yes,
Yeah.
now I know Paul Moon, yes.
Hmm.
But I was thinking about George, but I can't what is that?
Yeah.
See, we going backwards, but that
Yeah,
comedian,
no,
his
we ain't
first
going
name is
backwards.
George.
Well, yeah,
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 we
but
ain't going
Paul, yeah,
backwards.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, Bertha said it's getting to be fun again for me. Multiple, what you wrong. It's getting fun to me because now they putting it on track, and they weeding out
Mm-hmm.
all that doggone extra stuff because we got tired of beating this dead horse. So, yes, let's go and talk about
Uh-huh.
Trisha. Go ahead. What you're saying?
Yeah. So
Because
the
we done
yeah,
did our
everybody.
hour. We only here an hour, but we done went over a little bit.
Lady D, that's because y'all put 40 minutes on that dog on rumors and circumstances. We got to knock this other stuff on out. Oh, this is your channel. Lord, I done forgot my man.
I might take that 40 minutes and just go ahead and just,
Oh, oh,
chop, make
what?
that a video by itself. and just keep it on this right here. So okay, go ahead. Let's talk about Tisha. I mean, not Tisha, Trisha.
Trisha. So let me tell y'all this. Now I don't know why so many black folks in our community are trying to act like once you leave your husband or wife, that it is known that we get divorced right away. Now y'all know folks got those hood divorces where y'all married and y'all just go y'all separate ways and set
Mhm.
up separate houses. Y'all know that happens. So y'all, a lot of people are making much to do about nothing. But I don't see a problem with her and Ken being together. They got their own home. They've been together, and she's been separated for her husband now. What, for 4 or 5 years? But what I did think was odd. Did you see in the episode the scene when the sister came? She was
Mhm.
so nervous to tell everyone that she was living with Ken. But my
Mhm.
thing is this: you've been living with Ken for 1 year, almost a year. Y'all been together 4 or 5 years, and your sister didn't know. Because the way the sister was talking, as if she was very familiar with Marquez, Trisha's husband. I ain't gonna
Mhm.
say ex-husband because they ain't divorced. And rumor has it they say Ken is still married, but I don't know how true that is
Wow.
now.
Wow. Wow.
Look, I don't know how true that is. Now, Ken said he got married when he was in the military to get that extra money, and I know how that go because it was a lot of fellas out in California trying to date them a little hood girl and marry her to get extra money. But they messed around, get one of them California girls that got that Thundercat, and he thought he was just getting extra money, but really what he was doing was giving her all his money. Oh,
Mm-mm. Well,
baby.
let me tell you what I think, because I sat there with my theory, but this is what I think. Okay, I think
Okay.
that the reason why Trisha and her husband went ahead and separated, which they did talk about that Trisha was with him when he was in high school. So, like I
Uh,
said, it was high school love and they stayed together for a very, very long time and they grew out of love. But what I think that, the reason why most likely he was verbally abusive. Now that's how I see it in the spirit, because she said she was very big, she had a lot of weight on her, because you can see her sister's very healthy as well, right? And I think that he
oh,
had,
is that why Martell didn't notice her, recognize
yeah,
her?
yeah, that's what you remember when Martell said that, say, I didn't
Oh,
recognize her, because he didn't want to come out and say,
okay.
that, he kept saying she looked different.
Right.
And when he is saying it look different, because see, the Trisha that he knows, she was very, healthy. She was
Right.
big. You see what I'm saying? Now that's me and my, when I say something, you can take it to the bank, right? I think
Right. Right.
99.9% when I say something, it always come to pass. Okay. So what I
Uh-huh.
think is that that's why Martell has said that and said, I didn't recognize you, because he remembered the heavy Tisha or Trisha. Okay. And I
Right.
think that he verbally, her husband verbally beat her down, most likely probably fat shame her. And she probably say, look, I'm about to get in this gym and I'm going to sit there and work this stuff off of me and get my life together. So I think that's how, all that right there played out. But when it comes to Ken, they didn't talk about this scene, and content creators didn't talk about it as well. Now we already know that 3 years ago Kent had went to one of Martell's birthday parties, right?
Right.
So they sitting down as if they don't know each other, but they know each other, because he used to,
Right.
and even
You was at.
Tisha used to go to the house, not with Melody, but Ariane. Ariane and
Hmm.
Tisha, because Ariane and Tisha used to train together. So that's why this scene right here, I want you to see this scene right here. Go ahead and talk. Go ahead and talk. And let me pull this clip up. But go ahead and talk, misbehaving.
Okay, yeah, but I tell you that Ken, that's a handsome looking fella. But
Oh
y'all,
my God.
look, y'all. Ooh, I like that nickname they gave him, Megatron, with his little sexy chocolate self. Baby, I ain't got nothing wrong against a light skinned fella, but them chocolate brothers, baby. Ooh, ooh, them
Girl, you
muscles just
terrible.
be popping. I know, and I'm over here adjusting my shirt like I'm. I'm trying
You
to hide
terrible.
my
Look,
feelings.
you're
Look.
not terrible. You tub a girl, like we say in the South. You're not terrible. You tub
Right.
a girl.
Oh,
Look,
but
let's
you
play
know,
this right quick.
But
okay,
then I
play it
don't.
real quick. Let me
So
mute
where
it.
you meet at?
Now notice Martell face when they talk about this, okay?
She knew my brother, but then I don't.
So where you meet at?
Out, out.
You saw that face, huh? Look at that face. You see that face, right?
Oh, a guilty child in the cookie
Yeah,
jar.
because they all know that they all friends. These people are all friends. No way in the world that Trisha would have came on that show because first of all, now he more, fit in with the boys. I mean, they were comfortable, the energy, y- but when it comes to Trisha, it's like she's kind of nervous. So the only thing that I can come up with my theory is that all of them was friends. And we already know they was friends
Mm,
because, they didn't play the part. They just sitting there trying to set the scene. So, and then they
uh-huh.
always talk about side chick. Oh, Martell even called Kent, you a side chick.
And said he understand.
Yeah. Yep.
Even Courtney talking about you sleep with too many girls. But I love this scene right here with all the fellas bowling. I enjoyed it because they seemed comfortable with one another, and it is something that you could see a group of men, male friends hanging out having fun bowling or something, just shooting the breeze.
Hmm.
You know, even especially when Moses, I mean, the Lord had mercy,
Yeah, side
mercy.
dude. Hmm.
Even when Ken had said he agreed with Martell. Shoot, Martell said, of course he don't remember her, especially if she ain't did nothing.
Thank you. But they all was friends. All them is friends. You can't tell me because next episode they going to talk about Tisha not Tisha, Trisha went to Martell's house, even if it was a couple of times, so they always hanging out together. And when I say something, you can go ahead and take it to the bank, okay? And
Yeah, but
just
I
look at that
enjoyed
face.
this, Lady D. I
I
enjoyed
like to
this
see when
scene
the
with
men
the fellas.
together. I love to see when the men together. I mean, it's no drama. It's like they got along so good. But the thing about it, they didn't ask the Scots to come. Well, we already know Courtney cannot stand Marcia, right?
Right now, he can't.
Mm-mm-mm. So you want to go ahead and get back to Stormy, huh? Stormy and her mom, right? And when Stormy started talking about her mom, so we go ahead and talk about Stormy now. Stormy and her mom when Miss Betty had came to the house.
I think Miss Betty is being too hard on her. I don't. But like I said, Miss Betty, her demeanor and the way she was talking, she reminds me of my sister. And my
Mm-hmm.
sister is hard on her children like they're adults, and when they try to voice their opinions to her or share how they're feeling, it's as if she diminishes what invalidates their emotions, as if okay, that's in the past, whatever happened, I'm the parent.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know how those Southern moms are, especially when they went through hell and back. And it's like I say, opportunities don't come often. And when you get something, you just have to make sure that, especially when you come from a very humble beginning, because Stormy sat there and say she started from the ground up, as a cosmetologist, and look where she's at now. So why would you go on a reality show that stereotype black people, hate to see black businesses, and how Miss Betty, she was watching the show, because she was a fan of the show, and saw how these people, that was very ruthless. So most likely say, well, why you want to come on? But it did, like I said, they tried to throw ranches and throw this woman in the lion's den, but look how God had blessed her, made $1 million in a few
Right.
hours. So look, like I say, you never win, you play dirty.
But you know what I think they're trying to do? And I don't
Mhm.
know if it's on purpose, but they're putting Miss Betty in that stereotype. You know, there are stereotypes about black mothers that, you know, we're not sensitive with our
Hmm.
children. We're just hard and stern. I don't
Hmm.
want them to put Miss Betty in that mold. And you know,
Well, Miss
and then
Betty
the
is
fact
set in her
that
ways. You can look at Miss Betty and see Miss Betty set in her ways.
well, yes, she is. But I know one thing. I'm not, and that's what I try to plead with people. You know, when your adult children, listen to them. Listen to them. They're crying out for you. They're crying out for
Hmm.
help. They want you to just be soft. They know you're gonna be tough on them. You might cuss at them. That's how my godmother is. But I just
Hmm.
want you to hear me. And sometimes the kids want us to hear them. Just hear them in that moment. Then I cuss you out when I think you stronger. But I can understand warning somebody. But this thing that now folks are doing all these videos trying to make it look like that Miss Betty and Stormy have plotted on somebody and it's been a plan since day one. Baby, y'all been making these videos years ago. How do I know that y'all not the ones that set the seeds? Because all of y'all been up over there in them Facebook groups.
Hmm.
But now y'all want to wait until now. I just want Miss Betty to know that her daughter needs her. She wants her. And that's just like she said, that's the only child she has, doesn't? Is Stormy
Yeah.
the only child? So be there for your baby girl.
Hmm.
And I understand it's hard because Miss Betty is also, she's like part of the sandwich generation. You know, she's taking care of her mother,
Yeah,
you
that's what
know?
Chicken Your Boo just said. I understand that Miss Betty, she has an 80-year-old mom to give care. It's not that simple to
Yeah.
find a credible person to keep her mom properly while, she come to Stormy rescue. Stormy had her husband's support. Yeah, her husband and, her mother-in-law was there.
But it wasn't just the go be there, it's the
Mhm.
call. She wouldn't even call and speak to her daughter. It wouldn't hurt to talk to her, to hear her, to offer words of encouragement. You can always
Mhm.
tell them I told you so, but in that moment,
Girl,
your
you
child
just
needs
don't
you.
know. I know, like I said, and that's why I got triggered by that. Checking your boots says a hard head makes a soft behind. When people are warned about potential concern and adults choose to do what they want, just as they made their decision to take their route, parents can do the same, but it's
Yeah,
so
I
hard,
can.
it's hard, especially when you starting something from the ground up and all of a sudden, when somebody say, "Oh, don't do this," and they see that how the outcome is, and that is hard just to see your child, going through all this. That's horrible. And then the girls start crying, and and I can
Mhm.
relate to it. Especially when it
Yeah.
comes to black businesses, man. I mean, we just got to stop. Why you think we act like crabs in the barrel?
Because they did a good number that programming white supremacy, slavery, it's programming generations. I'm 53 and it's been going on before I was even born. So each generation gets worse until we break the cycle. You got to be
Hmm.
content in what you have. You need to celebrate those that are successful, even if they have more than you. That should make you feel proud. It makes me feel proud when I
Hmm.
see people that are successful and they're my color. It's like, God, dog,
Hmm. But
I
why
can
you think
achieve
that?
that too.
They could look at what about Trump, how they giving him immunity where they feel that, he don't belongs in jail, but in prison. Now, good and well, if it was the other person around, which we're not getting into all that, but it was the other pair, Obama, whatever, oh, they would have said that and had him under the jail. But why we do it to each other? When are we going to break that slave mentality and stop sitting there trying to tear black business?
Listen,
Stop trying to tear it down.
you know what? Unfortunately, Lady D, we can't save everybody in our community. The only thing
Hmm.
we can do is find like minded people that share the same goal,
Hmm.
that we have the same beliefs. We want to uplift each other. That's all we can do is find one another so we can build our own little neighborhoods and communities. And the black folks that still want to be a lapdog and be a slave without with look, slavery ended years ago, but mentally you're still enslaved. We
Absolutely.
can't save everybody because everybody don't want to change. They think as long as they got flashy clothes, jewelry, a
Hmm.
big house, and a nice car, they think they made it, and they don't care who they got to step on to get it. But we have to get back to unity, a family, a community, a village of supporting one another, of
Hmm.
supporting one another. I don't even care if I don't like you at all. You know, I'm mad at small head, no edge, but I still want to see her do good. I still want to see her do good because she's black. She is a black woman.
Hmm.
I want all of them too, Lady D. I really do. I really do. I
Yeah,
really do.
I want to see them all too, but I also wants to see a solution when it comes to this show right here. I know drama sells, but still of all, we don't want to see the same thing over and
Thing
over and
over
over.
and over. I
Yes,
think
and
it's changing though. It's changing,
I
don't you
think
think?
so.
I believe so.
I think so. I think, if they go ahead and let her just move on, to what she's working with, focus on Nubian network, and everybody sitting there saying that they don't think that the ones that they have, would be able to hold this show up. I think they will. I think they will, because I really think that every last one of them have a story, especially when it comes to Martell. I think Martell going to be the one, if he stops sitting there, keep trying to hide stuff and just tell it him, how he's the type of person he wait until Mad Day to spill his guts. Start telling your story and stop the line. If he can stop the line and start telling his story, I think that they're gonna be able to have these ratings, to shoot to the sky. That's what I think.
They are. The ratings are. They are. And they are developing storylines for new characters on the
Hmm.
show. And like you said, Martell need to stop trying to get the last lick and wanting to prove his point. Just let it
Hmm.
go. Sometimes you don't always have to win.
Hmm.
You don't always
Um,
have to get the last
yeah.
word.
Unpopular say they didn't give Trump immunity. It's the presidency. They say, well, they talking about the January the 6th case. They did give him immunity for that, for the January. I'm looking at it right now on CNN. But girl, look, your baby look like he's asking for your attention now, because I don't want to wear you out, because I need your review next Monday. You see what I'm saying? So I see that we done did an hour, almost an hour and 30 minutes, and we need to do another review next week, because I think it's getting very interesting. I kind of like it. I kind of like, how they putting it back on track.
Yep. And then that covered everything really. We talked about all the scenes.
Yeah, we
You
went
know?
through it. We went through it all.
Hmm.
We went through it all. So we can go ahead and shut it down, girl, because I want to see you, again. So we can go ahead and do a little recap. But I really liked it, but I really think that it's more to the story when it comes to Tisha. Not to, why keep saying Tisha, Trisha, Ken, Martell, and Ariana. I think what they are trying to do is set the scene so they can open up the
Hmm.
door for Martell to tell his story, because Martell sat there and say, you either gonna tell my true story or just go ahead and fire me.
It's coming. It's coming.
It
I'm
got to
telling
come.
you.
It got
I
to.
know it's coming and everything. We gonna figure it out. But as far as the Scott's brothers being there, I do recall earlier in the year at one point everybody had unfollowed Martell. So maybe while they were filming these episodes, maybe it was during that time that they had unfollowed him.
Unfollow
Maybe
him
that's
for
why
what?
I don't know. Nobody had ever said why they had
Hmm.
unfollowed him, but everybody had unfollowed him at one point. So maybe that's why they're not in these scenes where Martell is at.
Well, I just
'Cause
hope that when it comes to Marcel and Martell, I don't want to see them fight with each other. Please, I just want Martell to sit there and tell the truth. I want him to talk about his reality, his family, the whatever is going on with his life. He even said that, he wants to get married again,
Mhm.
and even Chris Fletcher said to your baby mama or something to the fact, and he's still
He,
beating behind the bush. We already know you
right.
and Ariane are together. So he might as well just come out. They still trying to sit there and beat this dead horse. I'm getting tired
Right,
of
and
that.
Martell included, cause ain't no reason to lie and hide it now. Just come on out with it. Folks that made
Yes,
videos of them being at the pool, at concerts, just come on out. He can't, Martell be giving that smile and acting like a Cheshire cat, like
I
the
know.
cat that
That's why I
swallowed the
showed that
canary.
picture. I saw that
Yeah,
picture. Oh my God, it just
yeah.
irritated me.
So he need to stop like it's leaving us in suspense. It's not leaving us in suspense, dude. Just go ahead and say whatever you need to say. She ain't even on the show yet, but just say it. Yeah, I'm getting married again. I'm marrying my son's mother. I done found another old lady. I don't know. Are you gonna have a harem? What's going on, Martell? Quit hinting and stuff and acting like you don't know people. Now that's something that'll make a viewer upset like myself if folks get
Hmm.
to acting like they don't know each other. But then again, you do know each other because Ken just did a video. A video came out I think Saturday evening with Dustin on Carlos King channel where he interviewed Ken. And
Shadella
then I
said, "Leave
said
my baby alone." She said, "Leave my
I,
baby daddy alone."
I'll leave your baby daddy alone when he starts speaking up. But Ken on that interview, he said that he met Courtney at the age around the age of 13. I
Yeah.
said now that conflicts with the earlier episodes where he stated that he met Courtney around the age of 9 or something playing ball
No, he
whatever
said that he came to Huntsville from Dayton,
at the age of
Ohio.
10.
Yes, 9 or 10. And he said around about 13, I think he said that's how him and Courtney met each other. Because he said his entire family, I think on his mom's side, moved to Huntsville.
Yeah, he said I'm coming. He said 13 when he was talking to Dustin, but I'm telling you on the earlier episodes here, he
Hmm.
said an earlier age that he met Courtney, and I said, now see, folks up here lying, they ain't telling the same thing. They got to remember what lie they gonna tell. But anyway, I did enjoy it. I like the
Yes, and I enjoyed
cohesiveness.
you as well. Yes.
And check out, did you watch Family Empire Houston?
Not yet. You know how I am when
Please
it
watch
comes
it.
to these reality
I
shows.
know you
Oh my
don't like
God.
watching them, but you gonna
I
like
don't
that
like
one.
watching TV.
Well, you don't watch it, but you watch that one, Lady D, or just watch my review. I'm telling you, you'll like it. This is what Love and
Okay.
Marriage Huntsville was in the beginning, and what we can get it back to being. It's gonna be all this hoorah rah that's going on. This ain't nothing but for uh to for advertisement promotion for the show. But
Hmm.
anyway, we'll see what else is coming on. Lady D, thank you for inviting me to your
Thank
house
you.
once
Thank
again.
you. Thank you.
I'm
You
gonna
always
drop down.
welcome. All right.
Look,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Bye
Misbehaving
bye.
is fun, guys. And make sure you go ahead and check out Misbehaving is Fun. We enjoy ourselves every time when we come together. Yes, indeed. And guys, sorry for not reading all you guys' comment. We wanted to make sure that we get in this recap when it comes to Love and Marriage in Huntsville. This right here is season 8, episode 9. And like I said, I really enjoy it, something different, but the thing about it is that, don't mess with people businesses. And I just can't stress it enough. Don't mess with black businesses. We have maybe about 1%, especially when it comes to the United States, of black business. So try to support each other, because I promise you, when they are blessed, you are blessed as well. We don't have to worry about the former President Trump talk about black jobs. Okay, we can own our own stuff, and that's real talk. So, guys, my girl, country girl, went ahead and closed me out. She says, another great rest of your even night. Stay safe. Another great video, guys. She sat there and say, be safe. God bless you all. So, on that note, guys, you all be blessed. My girl Shandella says, you all be safe. And in the words of Lady D, ain't nobody mad but the devil. Absolutely. So, on that note, guys, you all be blessed and enjoy the rest of your day.